Hey guys, so before we get started with today's episode, I just want you to know that this episode has actually been split into two different parts. So this week and next week, I will be featuring Zeke again, and we had such an amazing conversation. However, that convo was about 2 hours long, and I do not want to have a 2 hour long episode for you guys. So I have split that into two. And so this week will be part one of our second convo, and then next week will be part two of that. I hope you all enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to Precious Cargo. I'm Precious. And guess who's back?
Zeke.
Zeke is back for another episode, a continuation, part two. And we've literally been chatting for like 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay, we need to record this. Like, this is some good content right now. So we literally, like, in those past 15 minutes, we're talking about shrooms, talking shit about people from college. Okay. So I wanted to start with whenever I said, okay, I want to tell you something on camera. So remember the guy that I used to be obsessed with in college?
I think.
Okay, his name is crap. I want to say it, but I don't because we're friends. Okay, anyways. So he no longer lives in these states. He lives out west. There's a couple of them that could be. Anyways, I used to cry over this man. Like, I used to be so in love with him. And, like, now that I don't give a single flying fuck, he literally was, like, in my DMs begging this weekend. Like, begging. Like, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? What do I have to do? Like, buy me a house. I'm, like, at a
Last
point.
time, last
What?
time you said they had to put a ring on it.
Fuck, you know what? Here's the thing. They can do that too. But a home costs more. We've upped the scale a little bit.
For real. Like I can.
Like, here's the thing. You don't think that you can just approach a goddess and not have an offering. Like, back in the day, men used to come prepared when they wanted a woman. You
That's real.
go and you ask her parents or whatever, depending on the culture, hey, this is my job. I come from this. I have this. Can I have the privilege of being with your daughter? Don't fucking message me talking about come to XYZ. I'm sorry. What? The days of flying me out are over.
You gotta say that again for everybody here.
The days of flying me out are over.
I still
If
don't
you
think they had
cannot wire transfer me 6 figures, get the fuck out of my messages because I can do all those things for myself.
6 figures.
You know what I'm saying?
6 figures.
I mean, that's how much a house is.
You right.
And I'm lowballing because I live in Franklin. Like, shit here is expensive.
You think they has it had, you think like dating or like relationship being, do you think that has come to this point now?
What do you mean? Like, you got to come with something?
No, more so going back to the time where you actually had to provide shelter for a woman.
I think so because I think that we kind of left this girl boss era and like women are tired. Not just women, but like more of like the feminine. It's exhausting. Like doing like I in my marriage supported my ex-husband fully. And I'm not doing that again. Like I'm not going to be with someone. It's like raising a child who like and I'm not that's not my ministry. I'm not here to save somebody. I don't need someone to save me, but I need you to meet me where I am or be more successful so that I can learn and grow and I don't want to be the leader anymore.
Mm,
You know,
mm.
it's tiring. It really is. And like I understand relationships have like an ebb and flow and they go through whatever. But like I want to know what it feels like to be fully in my feminine energy.
What you think that mean?
I want to know what it feels like to be soft. I want to know what it feels like to be cared for, to be provided for. It's going to sound crazy, but like I want to, it almost seems as if a lot of women or people in their feminine energy are more like childlike and they're able to explore and do things and not have to worry about like bills and finances and like the mundane parts of being a human. And I want to be able to get to a point, especially because my businesses are more spiritual. I
Yeah.
want to be able to get to a point where I can strictly focus on that and the creativity and not so much the ins and outs and the tedious stuff and the list and all of that.
Mm. So just to cut in, like talking with a psychiatrist today, and he was talking about how he was like, "Are you not both 50% feminine, 50% masculine?"
Mhm.
And I think that directly what you're talking about is that right now. I don't think that we will get a chance to be 100. I
Uh-huh.
don't think that women gonna get a chance to be 100%. I
Yeah.
think at one particular time, it was that way, and that might have been eons before this age.
Mhm.
But in this lifetime, it's more so how I see it. Is more so it's being the individualization of the individual in itself, like acquiring both skill set. Even
Mhm.
going back to the business that you were saying, that physical part, the mental part is the masculine part. While the creativity and just producing or creating, having that creative energy, that would be the feminine. So I
Mm.
get what you want to say, like how you want to be completely in the creative zone so you can produce
Mhm.
or, do your thing
Yeah.
in layman's terms. But it seems like in this lifetime that you got to have both.
I
And I
mean,
think,
it's like the duality that we talked about last time too. Like you have to have a balance in your body. You do. You can't have too much of one without the other.
right, right. And I think that we see that now. At one point in time, man and woman had to come together in order to produce a shelter or produce clothing to meet our needs. But this day and age now, hell, one person can do it.
Yeah.
And you saying that, but I hear you also at the same time saying that you're tired of doing that too.
Yeah, it's exhausting. It really is. Like I know I'm capable because I've been doing it forever. Like I've always been that person. I mean, I go to dinner with my entire fucking family. There's like 15 of us and they give me the check. Like, I'm sorry. What? Every single time like and it's just like I don't mind that,
Shit.
but I'm not I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like
Shit, you mind it then. Shit, you mind it.
it's just like, do I look like I'm made of money? And then my sister-in-law was like, yeah.
Hey, this is the thing. This is the thing. It's called Midas touch. But people don't know the story about Midas, how I go back. So I think how they put it, Midas was broke from beginning. Like he didn't have no particular skill or he didn't have wealth. So he wished. He wished that everything he touched turned to gold.
Mm.
And that wish came true. He
Mm.
touched a tree, that bitch turned to gold. He picked up a rock, that bitch turned to gold.
Mm.
He's so happy. He ran back to his home to share with his wife and his children. He runs up to his wife, hugs her, she turns into gold. He goes into the kitchen, shocked, right? But it's food on the table. The first thing he grabbed is the apple. That bitch turned into gold. And he realized everything that I touched turned to gold. And before he know it, his daughter come running in and hugs him. And she turned to gold.
Hell no. I mean,
Midas touch.
it's a blessing and a curse, isn't it?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. All right, here we go. So you already mentioned talking about the ideal of duality. And the goal is to escape duality. And
Mhm.
the duality would be the curse and the gift. But at this point in time, though, we got to step outside of the bounds
Mm.
and just see for what it is. And I feel like right now, people are having a difficult time doing that. But that's why the political atmosphere is so divided
Crazy.
because they keep trying to judge what's good and what's evil.
Mhm.
But what's evil back then may be good in this time.
Mhm.
Good is just a perception. It can be flipped.
Your
You got to get
reality
out.
is your perception, or your perception is your reality. Yeah. Period. Okay, so this is a beautiful segue for I didn't even tell you what I wanted to talk about this week.
You did. We just yeah. Let's get it.
This is literally I want to talk about the idea of twin flames.
Hmm. What you want to get into?
So, everyone doesn't have a twin flame. Do you believe they exist? Like, do you believe that it's like a thing? Like, I feel like social media has made it something that it's not. Do you believe in like soulmates and do you believe that like people are like reincarnated time and time again with the same like soul family.
You already know the game. You already know. All right, so check. I do want to get into that twin flame situation.
Mhm.
So yeah. The whole we got many reincarnations, just like the many reincarnations that we have. We have relationships. It's like we are all part of what you want to call universal mind or this consciousness. We also are linked like on the universal and soul level. Thus, we have soulmates.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly what you're talking about. Soulmates manifest in many different ways.
Hmm.
Like it could be your favorite cousin, it could be your best friend, it could be a lover, it could be a work friend, it could be a teacher. It even could be like a neighborhood. You dig what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A
Oh.
community, a church, a fraternity, sorority, whatever, etc. These are all types of soul connections,
Yeah.
as I say. And we can get into it. We can diversify. We can talk about soul partners, the difference between that and a soul tie.
You know what I think? So I believe that my ex-husband was a karmic relationship that I had to learn from. I believe that many of my previous relationships, especially the ones that were a little harder, I believe that those were things that I had to it's kind of like what you have to do to like pass each level in a way. And it's
You got
I
to
feel like
talk about that real quick. Hold
I feel
on.
like
What you mean
I'm
by
the
level?
I feel like no balls. I feel like in order to defeat life, you have to go through me.
What the fuck? No, sorry. Can I say that? Can I say that on your podcast? Can I say? Can I say that? Is that is that cool? I can say
Can you
what
say
the fuck?
yeah, I cuss all the time on here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
crazy.
I'm just kidding. But I feel like I do present a lot of challenges for people because I am very much the type of person that is going to give someone a mirror and make them at themselves. Like I am going to reflect back to you everything that you need to work on. And if you are not prepared for that, or if you are not mentally ready for that, you're going to have a really hard time being in a friendship with me, being in a relationship with me, being because I'm going to ask you the tough questions. I'm going to push you a little bit harder than most people are going to push you. And so that's why I mean, like, I feel like I'm the final boss. Like, if you can succeed in having a relationship with me, you're good.
Mm,
Like, and even my entire book, it's people probably are going to read it and they're not going to like me very much. It is very much a mirror moment. I very much highlight a lot of the things that people try and hide and cover up. I'm very big into, shadow work, and I'm very big into uncovering the parts of you that you try and push down and bury, because in those parts is where you find your power. And I'm
hmm
not the type of person that's just going to like fit in everywhere just because. Like I'm going to push the boundary a little bit.
Wait, I got two questions for that.
Okay. Okay.
I want to know like where does that come from, and I want to know what deity do you feel like you closely resemble?
Deity. So I do archangels a lot. So definitely Archangel Metatron.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
And then I've been connecting with Sandalphon a lot lately, connecting with the earth a lot more. I feel
Mm,
like I'm trying to, not trying, but I've gotten a lot of the work that I do is I'm up here a lot. I focus on these chakras a lot. I am really trying to balance that out. So I've been connecting with the earth a lot. I ground every single morning. And so I feel like I've been connecting with Mother Earth a lot more frequently, especially since starting my practices and using the earth's energy and going with how the planets are and going with how the earth's natural movements are. Like my cycle syncs up with the moons and, different physical things where I feel like I am one with the earth more so than a person on earth.
mm,
What was the second question?
that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna come back to that later on though.
Okay.
But the other question was like, what inspired that?
I think being silenced as a child inspired that. I think being silenced through adolescence. I think being silenced through your discovery phase really makes you push the boundary a little bit more when you get a little bit more freedom.
Mm.
And once you get that freedom, and like I was never allowed to like go to the college that I wanted to go to. I was never allowed to hang out with certain people. I wasn't even allowed to watch Harry Potter, you know, and it's just like just stuff. And it's like, oh, okay. So bet. Like now I'm going to do
Right.
all the things and I'm going to truly figure out who I am, and I'm on a path of self-discovery. And I feel like a lot of people are conditioned by their environment. A lot of people are conditioned by their parents. A lot of people are conditioned by the schools they go to. I mean, the programs we watch, is why they're called programs. Like, I feel like it's social media is conditioning people. And I'm to the point where I want to throw my phone and all the digital shit out the window. I barely turn my television on. Like, I don't think we should be watching the fucking news at all, let alone 24/7. Like, it's just no, like, let's get back to ourselves. Which brings me to a twin flame point. I feel like the more we focus on ourselves, the more our twin flame is drawn to us.
Before I get on to the twin flame situation, we can continue with this karmic, soul. You said that you was the final boss. Like, what would you explain? Like, how would you say that karmic soulmate is, or what define?
I would define it as someone, something, an event. It doesn't even have to be a person, I don't believe. Something that triggers your growth. That's more of a growth catalyst than a karmic. Karmic people can, I'm trying to think of like an analogy for how I view a karmic person. I feel like a karmic person is like a lesson. It's like a Saturn ruled thing where it's like a lesson like that you're given, and you can either
Mm.
repeat that lesson over and over, or you can finally see what the lesson for what it is, say thank you, I appreciate what you taught me, and move on.
So what you just explained is how some individual can date the same person multiple times.
Yeah,
Like,
and
they can
it
be the
you're
same
in a
personality, but
because they didn't learn the lesson. And the lessons will continue to repeat. That's why I think we talked about this last time. Like, I'm not going through the same shit in my next incarnation. We've learned the lesson now, we figure it out, we get through it, we move on. Like, we're constantly evolving. And most people, you'll see that they like continuously are in abusive relationships, or they'll continuously go through the same trauma, or, oh my God, why is everyone like this to me? Oh my God, because you allow it, because you're not learning your lesson from it, you're not moving on.
and that's why you the final boss. Cause so you the last. Once you make it to you,
Period.
you know
Good luck.
that.
May the odds be ever in your favor. I don't play that shit. I will call you out for what it is. No, no. And a lot of
Mm,
people too, they know that they cannot approach me until they are ready for it. Like,
mm,
that's why you see, like, for me, like, I see people try and come back around to me like 10, 15 years after our initial meeting, because it's like, okay, now I'm ready for her. Now I know that I can handle whatever she's going to show me or whatever she's going to present to me.
mm.
But you don't come to me unless you've done the work and unless you're ready to continue to do the work. Friendships, everything. Like, I have so many people, like most of the people that I've been friends with throughout my life have not stayed very long because they don't really particularly care for my approach. I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not going to be the person that you call every single time your boyfriend hurts your feelings or whatever. Like, that's not my personality. And I think that's also probably why my marriage didn't one of the reasons why my marriage didn't last.
The whole time I'm thinking, I wonder how she is as a wife. The
I
whole time I'm wondering.
Because I'm motivating you. I'm motivating you. I'm pushing you. I'm encouraging you, but I'm not going to allow you to be living in a victim mindset for the rest of your life. I do not tolerate that. I do not allow that. I don't allow that from anyone, family, friends, relationship partner. No, life is not, you're not the only fucking person that goes through something. I'm a very much get over it type of person. And it can come off very harsh, but we are not here to sit around and fucking sulk all day. And a lot of people want to live in their victim mentality. And it's so frustrating for me because it's like, yeah, this happened, but why did you allow that to happen? And how can you move past it? Because life doesn't just happen to you, it happens for you. And what can we learn from this, and how can we move on? You're the therapist. Tell me, is that wrong?
Shit.
Am I the problem?
Shit. So we were talking about twin flames.
What?
Yeah. So twin flames would be like you saying, like the intense soul connection that you have with like with some people. Like it's like two souls are split.
Huh?
Two souls. I'm sorry.
One
One
soul.
soul is split into two bodies.
Mm-hmm.
That creates what they call love as it being presented as a challenge. And it's there to
So
teach.
you think I'm everybody's twin flame?
No, I think you think that you are.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you the final boss
Period.
in your mind. That karmic setting for you to continue to be that final boss, to me, it allows for you to see people as the twin flame. So you can help teach them, help heal them, help change them.
Interesting.
You just explain that. But I can tell that you're a passionate person. But I got something for you. I got something for
Okay.
you when I see you. I think I told you that already.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, it's a book.
Excited.
Another way, like a twin flame could be, a twin flame can also represent like your shadow.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
It's a part of you that you don't even recognize, but you're attracted to in another person. That
Mm-hmm.
also can be a twin flame. You don't know why you're attracted to this person, but you're attracted to them, and you find yourself gravitating towards them. And you can call it love at first sight, but nah, it's just you not knowing, recognizing you. Now you feel gravitated. See, I would say that off camera.
What? I can edit it out.
You can edit it up.
Yeah.
Shit. What you doing might be you attempting to motivate your own self through them
I was writing the marker down.
for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And, like, I think a lot of it too, obviously, I'm in therapy every week. Like, we like, I think a lot of it too is that I, like, have this need for being in control. And so
I think a lot of women do.
really, so it's not just me.
I think a lot of men do too.
Mm.
And I think that nah, go ahead.
No, you're good. I think that that could be why, like, I kind of come across as like, well, you're doing something wrong, and like, this is the better way to do it. And I
Mm,
recognize that about myself. I'm very self aware.
what's making you laugh right now? What's making you laugh right now?
Just laughing at myself.
Well,
Because I know that, like, the things that I say are, like, wild, so I just make myself giggle.
I don't think that wild though.
You don't?
I think it's you. If it's
Mm.
you, I don't think that one person is just meant for you.
Mm.
I think that you fit the paradigm of what considered to be normal.
I don't either.
I think some people are extraordinary. Some
Or
people are
what?
ordinary. I'm sorry. I said some people are extraordinary. Some people are ordinary. Some
Mhm.
people live by morals, and some people.
So, my twin flame, he moved in down the street from me.
What you think about that?
He's from New York. And I don't even think that he realizes, like, the things that he does. He might, I don't know. He's whatever. I don't think that he realizes that the things that he does are because he naturally is drawn to be in the same, like, energetic sphere as me. And, we never really have talked about it before. No, not really. But, like, growing up, I always wanted to go to New York. I always, 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 always wanted to go to New York. I had to go to New York. There was no fucking tie for me in New York for anything. But that's where I met this person because that's where he's from. And so it's like, that's why I felt the need to go to New York. And so a couple of summers ago, he was back up there and I was there, but we didn't know that each other were there. And I cried for the entire week that I was there. And I didn't
What you think? That,
realize, I think that, like, they say you have this, like, heart tug, like, and it felt like my heart was literally pulling out of like, my full heart chakra was pulling out of my body. And I didn't realize because I had blocked him at the time that he had been trying to reach out to me that entire time. And so I think that that was me feeling his heart kind of breaking in a way. And I feel that all the time. Like, anytime he's sad, I feel that.
mm.
And like it's so crazy, like the most like ironic things, like I've never once had a nail fall off. I had my big toenail fell off of my was my right or left foot a couple of years ago, and the same, like I was with him and I looked down at his feet and I was like, what happened to your toenail? He's like, oh, my toenail fell off. Same fucking thing, same fucking time.
Mm.
He had surgery on his shoulder, and my entire like the for like 4 days my shoulder just hurt so bad, hurt so fucking bad. I didn't even realize that that was what was going on until I saw a report that said he had surgery on it. And I'm just like, every time there's like the synchronicities are outrageous. And like the fact that this man literally buys a house 6 minutes away from me is diabolical.
Now you did your thing with that one. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you.
What?
How you summed that up for like twin flames,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing like the heart soul connection,
Mm-hmm.
then understanding the telepathic messages in between. So basically, you said that as a young girl, you had a longing, a yearning for, or just wanting to go to New York.
Mm-hmm.
And when you finally went to New York,
Mm-hmm.
you met this particular person, and you
Mm-hmm.
and it made sense to you this whole time. Like my soul knew I was going to meet somebody there.
Mm-hmm. And then we moved to Nashville at the same time too.
And ever since then, syncing up, syncing up, syncing up, syncing up.
Getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And it's like the gap just went like this and got so much closer. Like as time progressed and as we evolved as people, like it literally just went like this. And now it's just like this.
So what does that mean to the final boss?
He's got to defeat the
Nah,
final boss.
but defeat,
Not defeat, but
conquer.
he's got to, there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
No. So how do you beat the final boss?
How do you beat me?
How do you beat the
He can't.
karmic pattern?
It's rigged. Well, how do I beat the karmic? Wait.
No, 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 no. Fuck you, shit. Fuck you. This is for the people that has had that one in their life that they just can't escape or they can't conquer. They can't
Mm,
win for losing. So how do you defeat the final boss?
you
That final
surrender.
twin flame. Surrender. Talk your shit now. Talk your shit.
It's not meant to be defeated. It's not meant to be whatever. It's meant for you to allow it to happen. And I think that's why you have like the dynamics of the twin flame runner chaser. You have the push pull, you have the pulling, the yearning, the whatever, because you're not supposed to be trying to get that person, that thing. You're literally just be in alignment. And as soon as you're in alignment, it's done and they're magnetized to you. That's it. Just
Uh,
surrender. Focus on yourself, because when you focus on you, the energy is focused on you, they focus on you.
Now tell the secret of surrendering. How does one surrender?
Oh my God. I'm not going to lie to you. Surrendering was the hardest part for me because I am a control freak. I am your typical type A. I make a list for everything. My days are planned out in 15-minute increments. Like, I think I actually started the surrender chapter in my book by this is my least favorite fucking topic. So here we go. Like, I hate surrendering. I do. I don't like it. I don't like surprises. I don't like allowing. I like to be in control.
That's crazy for you to be like that as a woman, because y'all really have to surrender y'all bodies, no matter if it's childbirth, no matter if it's sex, no matter if
Yeah,
it's
that's why it now costs $200,000 plus to get out of my DMs.
you sending subliminal messages.
Huh?
You sending subliminal messages.
Oh no, I said that to him directly today.
I'm talking about for the rest of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I feel like that's just like don't even bother. Don't even bother. Like you ain't got it. That's fine. Don't even bother.
But now
I don't
you
know.
drop some gems with that surrendering though. You drop some gems, and a lot of men have a difficult time surrendering. Like I know love is about surrendering, allowing your ego to dissipate. Same thing with orgasm. Like you losing yourself,
Mm. Hmm.
going to something as one might say higher.
Yeah.
Now you drop some jewels with that surrendering shit, like for real.
Surrendering is tough. And I think that the hardest way or the easiest way to surrender is to focus on you Because if you're so busy focusing on you, you don't even realize all the other stuff that all the other noise that's going on. That's why I keep myself so busy. Like the easiest way to surrender for me was to just be so busy that I could not think or focus on anything else.
That ain't
Just
surrendering. That making yourself a slave.
slave to, yeah, to the money, I guess. Yeah.
You're callous. You're hard.
Yeah, I really am. But like, you know, also allowing sometimes I think that the hardest part is allowing the universe to work its magic and trusting that God or the universe or whomever you believe in has your best interest at heart and truly knows. That's and also it's really hard for me because I'm prophetic because I know what's going to happen. It's hard for me to surrender in knowing what's going to happen because then I'm just like how, when, where, what do I
Mm,
need to do? Like, and I'm always like overanalyzing and overthinking like every step. Like, I'm overanalyzing going to the grocery store. Is today the day? You know, and it's just like, I don't know.
how does women, how do they choose to surrender? Like, how is that?
I think for a lot of women, they don't choose to surrender. I think that a lot of people are just so afraid of being alone that they just settle for whatever they get.
Now, how does that represent a twin flame or a soulmate or
It
soul
doesn't.
partnering?
I
You
think
don't
it's
think
more.
so?
I think it's more of a karmic than a soul connection. I think just from the relationships that I see day to day, I think it's more of okay, I'll just be with you even though you're not really the person I want to be with. I see it a lot.
Where do we get the idea that we're supposed to be the people, be with the people we want to be with?
I am a firm believer that if it doesn't set your soul
Let's go.
if it doesn't set your soul on fire and if you are not excited about it, you are not supposed to be there.
Mm.
Like if I wake up with dread every day, I'm not supposed to be there. Just like going to it, if you're feeling like that going to a job every day, it's because your heart and your soul are not there. You're not supposed to be there. Where your purpose is, your passion is. And I feel like when you're passionate about a relationship, when you're passionate about your job, when you're passionate about whatever it is, that's where your purpose lies.
So you don't think purpose can be found in the mundane
Some
or in the
people are,
monotony?
I mean, but some people are like passionate about that. Like some people get really excited to like go and like teach, you know? And like some people get really excited to like do the mundane things. I don't. Some people get really excited about those things. I think that might be their purpose. Like you see the people literally so excited at 5 a.m. at the coffee shop on their way to work. Like they are so excited. They're so happy.
That might be cocaine. Just saying. Well,
That might be cocaine is crazy.
nah, 5 o'clock in the morning at a coffee shop, happy. That
You
coffee ain't
see
that
it
damn
though.
good.
Huh?
That coffee ain't that damn good. Shit. And if sex was that damn good, they wouldn't be at that coffee shop at 5 o'clock in the morning happy. They still be goddamn.
I hate morning sex.
That's the best sex.
No, I hate it. I have a full morning routine and it does not include that. My morning routine, I told you, I'm very my morning routine is so sacred to me. I wake up between 4:30 and 5:30. I spend at least 3 hours in meditation before I encounter anyone, before I see any patients, before I see any clients. I take a shower, I do a salt scrub every morning. I am fully present in my body by the time I leave my house.
You really do that shit.
Every morning. Every morning. And
Why
let
the
me be
fuck?
working on something. Then I'm in meditation a lot more.
What are you doing in meditation for 3 hours?
Listening to healing frequencies and visualizing.
Yeah, I got something for you. I got something for you.
Is it true?
Nah, nah, nah. So it's a book. It's a book by I forget buddy name. His name is Rainbow Blitz something. It might be one of those fake names or however.
Mm.
On Amazon right now, I think it's like 12,000. I think about 1,200. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But it's called Hecate.
Mm.
This is probably one of the most ancient names for what they consider a witch or a goddess. It's called the Rotten Goddess.
The
And,
rotten.
and it talks about I sneeze. I edit my sneeze out too.
Hmm? Yeah.
Shit. Look. So you know I ain't capping at that at them folks. So
Cute. I love that. Why is that so high?
that's so high.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of secrets in this book. There's a lot of secrets in this book. This book one of the oldest goddess that you can like basically find, Hecate. It goes back even beyond ancient Sumeria. It goes back.
Mm.
It predates Egypt. It's where one might say Isis got her magic from.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of it gives out some spells.
Mm.
It gives out some rituals. It gives out some names to some other deities though too.
I love that. He did a couple of spells this weekend.
What's up? I haven't done a spell in the grip.
Yeah.
I ain't did like oh, shit. What's up? Tell me about it.
When I take off, you know why.
I wish the folk can see your face.
Oh, they can whenever they watch it.
Oh, you actually can watch this too? Man, I ain't know that.
Oh, you did it? It's on YouTube.
Uh,
Yeah.
damn, man.
I can edit you out.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, YouTube and Spotify has video on it as well. I make everyone at work
Wow,
watch. I put it on Spotify whenever we're at work because we have like a little thing, and so they just listen to my podcast at work.
man. I can't believe I'm doing this right now. Then,
Why?
wow. I'm actually smoking in your podcast, and people gonna see this.
But it's legal where you are.
It is legal.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about me professionally. I haven't throughout the years that I've been practicing. I smoked my entire career. Sometimes I took pauses.
Mm-hmm.
I have not made it known that I was a cannabis enthusiast. I haven't made it known that.
I think everyone does it. Most people, I think, honestly, I would say like 70% of people smoke weed or
Shit.
do edibles or something. Like,
I mean, I can pop that shit. Like 70% of most Americans have tried marijuana at least once. I mean, I know that because I'm a master addiction counselor, and that's what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying.
Well, it's actually 70. I was just guessing. Wow. I mean, I usually do it like once a month when I watch White Lotus.
What is White Lotus?
It's this show on HBO Max. It's so good. It's so good, but it's better when you're high.
I live upon a rock. Like I heard you talking about cutting out social media and things, or not having TVs or whatnot. I've done that for I can't remember. Just a brief cut, but like I remember growing up with like not having cable.
Mm.
I remember I remember not watching TV like from 13 to like 14. Like even when I got in college, I still didn't watch TV like that.
Mhm.
When I finally got a place of my own and whatever, I didn't own TVs and I
Mm.
didn't get a TV. Even after having my children, even when my children was like 5, as early as my oldest, as my oh sorry, my oldest is 9 right now. As early as 5, like we didn't even have a TV still. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I never really just was into television or social media. That's why I'm so distant on social media anyway, because
Mhm.
I really don't fuck with it.
If I didn't get most of my clients from like social media and stuff, I would never be on there. But I get a lot of clients from it.
I can't even say. I don't make no money off of Instagram. I used to make money off of Facebook, but
Mm.
I don't even make money off of Facebook.
Mhm.
Right now, I guess shit. I really make money off of Google.
Mm.
Google's what get me paid or whatever.
You know, a lot of people keep telling me I need to do like a full website so I can just be on Google.
Yeah, for sure.
Add that to my list of things to do.
Post these podcasts directly to your website.
Yeah, yeah,
For real,
yeah. I need to do that.
for real.
Actually, let me write
Nah,
that down.
cause real talk, this shit right here some heat. Like on the low, like. But also though too, like you really exposing yourself. You really being authentic.
Mhm. Thank you. I
Yeah.
feel like my authenticity is my superpower.
But how like confident you are, sometimes it come off as though you might be being cocky. But
That's okay.
you that confident though.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
that
ooh.
confident.
There was a song that talked about that. I think it was like Kaylani. I like it when someone's a little bit cocky. Pop that shit.
Like I like, being confident too. But I don't even know who Kaylani is. Like, who is that?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm fluid. I don't know if you knew that about me or not. And I am obsessed with her. Like, she is my ideal type. She kind of looks like me,
Mm,
but she's like super tatted. Like, she is gorgeous. I went to this like VIP concert with her when I lived in New Jersey and like I fell in love. Like I
mm.
literally was like backstage and I just fell in love with her.
Now, what do you think that is, for as like the ideal of love, the ideal of
Infatuation.
soulmate? But how does infatuation play a role into like this karmic expression?
I think if I actually like had a conversation with her, I probably wouldn't like her anymore. I think it's just the idea of her body. Like I think she's so pretty.
See, it's the reason why the Greeks said that beauty is a god or is a goddess.
Mm.
The reason.
Oh my gosh. So you know I was reading that Plato the symposium.
You really, all right, all right.
So I was reading Symposium, and it wasn't Plato that said this. Who was it that said this? They
Socrates.
so many names. Yes, yes. Actually, I think Socrates was outside during the dinner when this was happening. But they said that love is like the original goddess and that everything literally is created from love. Like, and they put love on such a high pedestal throughout this symposium. They literally equate everything to love. And I love that. But I also feel like love is kind of like a middle of the road frequency, like on the grand scheme of it.
Talk about that more.
Have you seen Dr. David Hawkins' frequency chart?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
You
love is
know,
literally in the middle.
for
And
sure.
above love, you have like joy, bliss, harmony, enlightenment, things like that. I
Mhm.
feel like I teeter on the higher ones. Like, I don't, that's why I feel like people live in their victimhood because the majority of the people live below 200 level frequencies, which are like guilt, shame, apathy,
I'm already.
all those other things. Can't even think of them right now. The red, the yellow, the black, all of that shit down there. Like, and I've very much teeter between like the light blue, the purple, the all of those up there frequencies. And so like I can't identify with anyone or anything or any entity that is here because my brain like I can't even force myself like I can cry to release, but like I can't feel bad about something and like bring myself down to a lower frequency to feel that.
No, I'm just reflecting on that. I'm just reflecting on that. That's real shit.
Like and it's really like
That's
hard
real
for
shit.
me. Yeah, it's just hard for me to identify with someone who like when people say shame on you, that literally like I hate that shit. So I had a coworker previously that said he would say that about all the time. He would say that all the time. I'm just like, "Can you stop?" Like that is so disgusting. I can't be in the same like space as someone who says that after every single interaction. That's like the second to the lowest. The only thing worse than shame is death.
Shit, no, yeah, I can't do that.
It's on the frequency.
I think, like, yeah, I hear that, but I think shame is the lowest. Like,
You do.
shame, yeah, like again, I was reflecting on what you were saying. Yeah, I agree because the heart chakra is the bridge between the higher levels.
Mm.
So, I mean, love is at that midway.
Mhm.
Like, it's a gateway to transformation. Like
Mhm.
once you move beyond that, you do hit those higher levels. And
Yeah.
once you do hit those higher levels, this is why we can dissipate the ideal of good and evil. Because if you vibrating on a higher level, then that negativity or that toxicity it can't exist. Like that's why I don't fuck with the ideal of relationships being toxic. Because if it's true love, it is not going to exist. Okay, dealing with water and pH, right? If it has a higher pH level, it's more alkaline.
Mhm.
There's no way it's acidic. It has to be on the lowest level for it to be acidic.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
if it's on the lowest level, that's not love.
Mhm.
It got to be higher and beyond that. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It got to be alkaline.
I love that we just did the litmus test. I love how you just tied that all together.
I just told you I had to reflect. But I feel what you're saying. Like I get what you're saying. And I also see how people can be in a relationship with you and, you know, won't be able to take your intensity as you were saying earlier. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like and then I also can see how you can cut, atmosphere.
What do you mean?
Vibes, everybody have vibes and everybody can vibrate on a frequency. But I can see you interjecting in a space and that frequency is cut.
Mhm. Mhm.
I can see, and I can see that's why you say that people can't be in that frequency or you or however to
Mhm.
be putting shame on. Like I feel like I wrote about this, and anyway, I feel like shame is the reason why some people find themselves in what they think love is.
That's a big one.
Hide
That's
behind the
Mhm.
relationship to hide yourself.
Mhm. And like you feel like shame in trying to leave something because you also think like based on conditioning that that's what you're supposed to do.
But you really just feeling shame in general. You still holding on to shame in itself.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? You can attempt to blame the other person for that shame.
Mhm. Mm-mm. Crazy.
That's that's sex, love, UFO.
Sex, Love, UFO. Is that a book?
Yeah, that's what I've been.
I want to read it.
It's a theory. It's a working theory too. At the same time, it can be read and it can be understood as it relates to the universe, and it can be read and applied as a theoretical framework. As at the
Mhm.
same time, it has like a living sense to it. It would
I'm
be
interested
just
in it.
like it'd be just like what Socrates, Plato.
Philosophy was my favorite class in college.
I think I remember that about you
Yeah.
for whatever reason. That big ass room up on.
Were you in that one class? Were you in my sociology class with Brandon?
Did me and take the same class together? I think one time that we did. I can't remember. I can't remember. I remember. I remember philosophy though. I remember philosophy though. Yeah, I might have been our freshman year, and that big ass.
Wait, did you do the project with me when I recorded? No, that
I
wasn't you.
don't know. I did not. I
That
only
wasn't you.
stayed in that philosophy class for like 3 weeks, and I fucking dropped off. Man, these white folks got in that motherfucker talking about arguments and shit. Like, man, I thought we in philosophy. It's fucking 8 o'clock in the fucking morning. You feel what I'm saying? And then I got football practice, or felt like I just came back from football practice. I almost got kicked out of fucking Carson Newman because of that philosophy book.
I cannot.
For real. But nah, later on I realized that some of that thing, some of those things they were teaching about philosophy I already learned.
Mhm. No,
Like
I'm. Mhm.
nah, I can't remember what I was going to use the terminology. I was going
I signed up for a class at Harvard for the spring semester because why not? I'm taking a business strategy class.
straight up.
Huh?
Straight up.
Yeah. It starts April 3rd. As if I have any more time on my hands to do anything else.
That's the day of my daughter's birthday. But
I love
no,
that.
like hearing your philosophy, hearing how you live life, it doesn't matter anyway. Because hearing how you talk, you don't really live in time.
Mhm.
Like you attempt to organize yourself, but it seems like how you speak, you do stuff based off of like how you feel. If it ain't working for you, then it's pure. It's on to the next.
Yep.
Seems like
I feel like that's a key component too is detachment that a lot of people have yet to recognize. Like you can't be attached to anything. You can't be attached to whatever.
you dropping shit today. Go
But
ahead.
it's crazy because I've been asleep for like 3 days straight. So this is like the most interaction I've had in 3 days.
Go ahead. No, you dropping some high science. Go ahead and drop that shit. The
Yeah,
law of detachment.
detachment. The detachment is also how you surrender. Wow. I hope you guys were taking notes and paying attention. We dropped some serious gems in part one of our convo. Like, you guys are really getting some good information. And don't forget that next week, Zeke is back and we go into in depths about detachment and how that helps with surrendering. It's good. It's great. It ends great. And obviously, Zeke is like my new favorite guest to have on. So, you guys, I hope you like him as much as I do because he's going to be here a lot. So, yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your week and I will talk to you soon. Bye.